Hey buddy, how you doing? In general, do some mining. I'm kidding, we're here to level today. And make some examples out of it on YouTube. Allow me. Go ahead. Trying to get more people for their blood.
Get closer. I'm out of something.
Very far. One more blood. Look, man. Thought of it. Caught me while I was fighting. Alright, well I'm dead. I can properly share this. The only one you want to share. Hey Richard, I'm sorry about the late reaction there, brother. Where is this dirtbag they try and camp me from? How you doing today, man? Come on out. The balls to attack me while I was fighting something else. Couldn't handle me while I was fighting him. Here's effects. Beat him up as quickly. Gonna heal a lot more. Dare him to come try us now. Hey man, we just got killed by a gnome rogue, so we're kind of out of edge right now. Of course, he only killed us while we were fighting something else. No, he wouldn't have been able to take us in the 1v1. Really won't. Final blood, now we can start purifying this. Oh, it was always so lengthy to do this. Really?
It's too far.
We've already got enough. Oh, there you go. Morning. Just spin it in. Put myself at risk of attack from Gnome again. Honestly, I don't care. Let him go. Ready for this. Plus we get battle trance. So we're good regions, we put our health every 3 seconds.
Won't be shy.
We use raging blow twice on the same target. Charges of it's a really big problem. Hey, who I fell iron ore. That and don't bother.
Glad I could help.
Okay.
Target.
I almost wonder if we should give up war paint. 10% damage reduction while well, the 250% increased healing, it's almost triple. 10 of our health. 170. Almost 4 times that. A lot of healing. Do their thing. Alright. Now we need to collect plants. Yes, plants. So exciting. It's too early. Shut up, Mike. You don't know me. This is what I do every day, dude. Wake, game, stream, suffer, repeat, wake, game, suffer, repeat. Yeah, I can't even speak English. You can have fun going back to bed if you want, Mike, but I'm up. I'm up for the day. I get my few hours of sleep in. I'm happy. To go find some lions to kill because that gnome my ass earlier and I'm not happy about it. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill one of them. Killed a mage like 2 days ago. Those arms though. 3. So I guess we'll see how this one fares. Get out of here. Alright. We're just running to get kicked. Ghosty boys. Usually always can find plants, but this time we're just having problems finding it out, sniffing it out. Getting dangerously close, right there, guys. Let's go fight. Oh, that's right. Scare him off. Literally. Give myself a chance to reset in the fight. Any more spiny boys? What do you think the chances are there's some Outland soul over here doing his quests? How do we run it? And what do you say we go ruin his day? Going to day. Eh, eh. Oh, come on. Tell me he dies. Are you serious right now? How did we lose that? How did we lose that? Definitely think we should purge. Leaped away, charged back in. Got extra healing. I think the only reason he won is because he popped die by the sword retaliation or whatever it's called nowadays. 100% chance to parry. Where is this guy? Welcome back, babe. We get our butt kicked by a dwarf like we're gone. We only barely escaped though. Literally only 200 health remaining. Had we gotten one more ability off of him and not hanging out like a laggy guy, we'd have killed him and gotten him. Literally, the only reason he won because he used die by the sword, which gives him 100% parry and parry chance. Ugh, sorry, not enchance. So for a portion of the fight, all of my abilities did nothing. That's why he got away with 200 health, rather than being dead at my feet. Only reason he got away. I promise you it won't happen again.
Speak.
Mage is dead. Been done with the main goblin area. Nice. Did you find Ace? Oh, come on. I would love it if they just res and, you know, continue to clear the dungeon that they started so viciously. For sake. I can teach myself if I have to. Mine, thank you. Of course. Some kid can't take a joke. Get kicked. Rip us. We can't do a dungeon for another half hour because they couldn't take a joke. Don't you just love some people? They're the absolute best. Of all the idiots out there. Oh well. Not my problem. I know we're gonna regret this, but we're gonna go back to arms.
I need to
You absolutely do. Feel bad for that kid. If he thinks I'm bad with my joking, he's got a lot worse people than me. I'm sure he's probably back there spreading lies like, man, he's the one who pulled some of that stuff.
It's too far away.
How half the people are, so I wouldn't be surprised if he is.
Don't have a target.
Look at that. Complete crap looking axe. But we'll collect the appearance anyway.
I'm out of reach.
So how's your day been then?
I need to get
Give me my money.
too far away.
Need to kill some sorcerers. People in chat talking about the fact that the Horde almost won. And arguably did, apparently. Battle for Lordaeron. Everyone sees that Worgen DK sitting over there too, right? I will gladly make sure they can't get away. You...
I need a target.
Really? You want to make us loot? That working good wouldn't have gotten away as long as we should have used our storm bolt. But we didn't, so they got away. Really? I was gonna say, if that hits me, so pissed.
I'm out of range. It's too far away.
Well, I'm sorry that you've had a headache all day. That's no good. But at least it's not so bad that it's preventing you from doing things. Yeah? Need all the knights. I didn't know they could heal each other. Preventing you from reading. Well, I mean, I guess.
I need to get closer.
See, there's a lot of people who, or it's not a lot, but there's a person out there like me who wanted more of an end to the situation than we got.
It's too far away.
Yeah. Okay. So while we're flying over here, I'm gonna go grab something real fast. If we end up flying past, don't worry about it. That wall though. Help our druid friend out. Grab yourself a blanket. Well, I'm glad you're comfortable. It's always important. See ya. Don't need anything else from you. Do need to go and collect this ore though. More cold than anything? I thought it was supposed to be one of the hottest days in like 25 years over there. How are you freezing? Doesn't make sense. But whatever. For those of you guys who can actually read the chat in the bottom left, I'm surprised you can. Glad you can. Yeah, we're all just talking like, what if, blah blah blah. Take my jump there.
What do you need?
Drake, calm down. Walking on, it's not gonna do anything. Oh, it's cold inside? I guess that makes sense.
What is it? Our time.
Battle horn.
That better be good. Goodbye. Speak, friend. Go forth to victory. What can I help you with? Abu.
Need to go grab a battle horn. Search for survivors. 40 Void Ridge shards. I'm honestly thinking we should go there first, but we're already over here. Some guy just said an leaderless horde would operate like the Alliance. Pretty bold statement. I never turned in the wanted quest, what the hell? Guess I'm turning in Battlehorn wanted quest, and I'm gonna go for those wood shards.
Strength and honor. Go forth.
Bird.
What now?
What do you Alliance fans in the chat think? Would the Alliance be like a leaderless horde? The Horde is a dictatorship. Right? And how we're seen as a dictatorship. They willingly follow one person. How is that a dictatorship? He's entitled to his opinion about how a dictatorship works. Oh wait, I need to go to the forge first. I can light the torches to set the buildings on fire. Tables must burn. Okay. Yes, I passed that one torch up because I've already got all the torches I need, so don't hate me. Oh, so many dogs. Last building we need to burn. I'm gonna go over here and collect these 40 Void Ridge Soul Shards before we come over here and do this. But an interesting point I'm making in the general chat right now, at least in my opinion, it's an interesting point. Can't really say the Horde has ever done anything terribly unheard of. You can't say that they've ever done something that's been by surprise and complete and utter disregard and was never set up in advance. The Horde has always made its intentions clear. Always. There's never been a point in time where the Horde has been any different than they have been from day one. That's just not how that works. Horde has operated the same way they have since day one. If they have a goal, they make the intentions clear, they go for the goal. To everybody that's kind of jumping all over Sylvanas right now, I've got a series of questions I want you to ask yourself. Does it make it any different that she did what she did to Teldrassil and at the Undercity than what she did at Gilneas when she was using the plague against the Horde's wishes and continuing to fire upon Gilneas, hoping to kill them all, flush them all out? And if you say that's the same thing, well then what makes it any different when she was trying to create a plague to flush out all the life in Northrend doing Scourge campaign? Scourge are people too, they're beings who've lost their lives and they look evil now, but they were people once. Some of them were held captive. What about all the natives? The weird Murloc things that we saw up there. What about the Drakari trolls we saw up there? What about everything that the Horde kind of went out and killed lots of? What makes it any different then than what happened yesterday in the part week 1 of War of the Thorns? If your answer is because of who the enemy was, then clearly you aren't seeing that there's still an enemy, and as such, they're treated the same. No one army has yet to get special treatment. Use the plague in Gilneas? Well, congratulations. They burned Teldrassil to the ground. A lot less lives were lost in the plaguing of Gilneas than there was in the burning of Teldrassil. And mind you, that the Horde had been at Gilneas' front door for a lot longer than they had been at Teldrassil. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind the next time you think about the Horde and how monstrous or barbaric or cruel they can be. They've made their intention clear. So if you step up to the plate, what you're getting. There's no fine print, there's no blurred lines. Horde is the Horde. That is what it will be. That's what it will continue to be. Till the end of its days. That being said, I'm probably the only Horde fan in this stream right now. So I guess it's kind of a fanboy's opinion, huh? Green neck. I'm being honest. I mean, I'm probably the only Horde fan in here. I'm the only one that's gonna see the Horde through its darkest days and its brightest hours. And it's not just because the Horde was the first faction I played. It's not because of fanboy status at all. Call it a fanboy's opinion, but it's not because of any fanboy status that I stick with the Horde through and through. Mims asked me yesterday, how could you still be Horde after this? The Horde is a lot more than just the leaders. If we based ourselves on our leaders, we'd be looking like the Alliance. We've always had groups within the Horde that have disagreed, splinter factions, and do their own thing. Don't believe me? Stone Talon Mountains. No one blatantly disagreed with what Garrosh said, but when Overlord Crumgar, who was sent to do the War Chief's bidding, to distribute the War Chief's will upon the land, did something that the Cliffwalker Tauren, the native Tauren in the area, didn't agree with. Did they not choose to fight against and end up getting killed for their disobedience? And if you've never done the quest line, the answer is yes. They had you go out and disprove that it was honorable intention that killed all the innocents in the valley, because there was a valley of druids. Sorry, I'm trying to pull the story together in my mind. was a valley of druids in the area, and the Horde sent a bomb to a tree in the area because they thought that the druids were actually some sort of weapon of mass destruction. But it turns out they lied. Kromgar's forces knew exactly what they were getting into. But they said otherwise to everyone around them, so they would support them. So when the Cliffwalker Toon found out about this, they did something about it. Thus, in the process, you were also, when Garrosh shows up and sees that, you know, you're representing Kromgar, you've got one of the Kromgar army tabards on you, he's ready to kill you too. Because it's not what he wished, so he was going to do the same thing to you that he did to him, to Overlord Kromgar. Keep in mind, Overlord Kromgar was dropped off the cliff. He grabbed him by the throat, took him over to where the lifts are, and dropped him to his death. And he was about ready to do the same thing with you until the Tauren speaks up in your behalf, says, no, these guys are the honorable ones, they helped me, even though Kromgar was doing all these things. So literally, even though a Tauren who had just lost his wife to the army you were just helping serve has been the victim of an attack of the army again you were just serving, he's willing to stick up for you. Because what you did was the honorable thing in the end. You went to go find whether or not this bombing was actually as needed and necessary as they said it was. Again, the very same Tauren who had just lost his wife, his future, the Kromgar army in the area, was willing to stick up for you because you did the honorable thing. You embodied the Horde. So he stuck up for you.
I'm out of rage.
I don't know about you, but I wouldn't call that a dictatorship. I wouldn't even call that dishonorable. I'd say that's one of the most honorable things that Tauren could have done. He could have easily let you die and suffer for what you had helped commit to, what you helped create happen. He could have easily let you die for that. But he didn't. Your life was worth more than that. So he didn't let you die. Now, I don't know about you, but I would be glad that guy's alive. I would be happy that there are people in the Horde that see through the veil and decide that something is wrong here and do something about it. This guy is the Warglaze of Aznoth, the actual Warglaze of Aznoth. I don't know how you guys feel about the Horde. I don't know where your intentions for its future lie. But all I ask from you guys, my chat, recognize Horde's intentions. You can't see their intentions for what they are, because they've been the same since day one. then you have to look at what's there. Look beyond what you see. Think behind it all. What's the deal with BFA? Well, guess what? We're about to go have a faction war. Okay. So, we're gonna go out and fight the Alliance. Yep. Well, we've just burned the city of Darnassus and the entire city, or the entire tree of Teldrassil to the ground. Start a war. It's not the first time she's done it. It's not the first time that Sylvanas has done something people are not agreed with. I'll reference back to the plague in Gilneas, because it wasn't in just Gilneas that it was used. It was also used in Shadowfang Keep, the very same dungeon in the area. The very same plague was used against the Horde's very same will. Now, the Horde didn't prevail in Gilneas, so it's not that big of a deal, right? But they did prevail in Teldrassil, and I think that's why so many people are blowing this out of proportion. Because had Sylvanas failed to burn down Teldrassil, it would have been another, oh ha 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 ha, you tried to do something that people didn't like, screw you, you failed. It would have become another joke. But because Sylvanas prevailed at Teldrassil, I think people's opinions changed. Suddenly, this lady who had tactics that didn't work out most of the time was succeeding. Suddenly, this thing that wasn't supposed to be happening, that wasn't supposed to be working out, started working. Suddenly, everything that you liked, believe, everything you knew about the fact that Sylvanas is crazy, she's always done things that don't work out, have changed. Suddenly the story is different. So how do you react when the story is different? Well, we saw that, once again, with all the outrage of the burning of Teldrassil. We saw people's true colors. They didn't like that she succeeded, because it was a genocide. Sure. But it was a genocide at Gilneas. It was a genocide in Northrend. Because the Horde was fighting the Alliance too, out in Northrend. This is no surprise. It should be no surprise. They used the plague in the Howling Fjord against the Alliance, so what makes it any different that time? Where do you draw the line where you decide that something just is what it is? Where do you make that mark? Where do you draw the line in the sand before you say, you know what? This is just like that. And now we have to deal with it. I'm sorry for going on this rant, guys. I feel like everyone's blowing up about the Horde in the wrong way. I mean, yes, they have the right to blow up. I'm completely fine with that. But they're doing it for all the wrong reasons. Man, Sylvanas just killed hundreds of lives. But it's not because she killed hundreds of lives, it's because of how she did it. Or no, it's not because she did kill hundreds of lives, it's because of how she did it. If the Horde would have all out, just on foot, fought the Alliance forces, and killed the very same number of troops, 1,000 troops, instead of burning the city down and killing that many civilians, the Alliance wouldn't be standing so tall and proud in its opinion that Sylvanas did something terribly evil. They would have to be standing on the fact that the Alliance just got their ass handed to them by a superior fighting force. That's where it would have to be. Where they didn't turn out that way. Now, again, this is just my opinion. And this is what I've made the sum of over the time that I've played the game, seen the Horde at its finest, felt the Horde at its worst. Because this isn't the first time that this has happened. This isn't the first time that the Horde has had a quote-unquote dictator which people wouldn't follow. Garrosh was the same thing. But let me paint a picture for you. Garrosh didn't want to be war chief. The position was passed on to him from Thrall, who decided that he was going to fill the role. Not by will, but by choice. He was going to have to. Because Thrall wanted to go out and save the world, using his shamanistic powers to find out what was wrong. Which, pretty noble cause, pretty noble aspiration. Trying to save the world. That's the greater good. But he could have at least handed the position of power to someone else. You have to stop and think for a moment. Would the Horde be the same way it was today if Garrosh was never in charge? The answer is no. Speculate and theory craft all you want about that fact. The flat answer is no. The Horde would be nowhere near itself right now. That was the case. I promise you. 100%. Promise. Why? Garrosh was never a political leader. He was an orc that was just recently brought from his homeworld, where he knew this one way of custom and culture. And was now suddenly put in charge. Something which he had never done before. He'd never led. He never rallied anyone's forces. But here he was now, in charge of an army. Much bigger than the village that he'd been residing in. Which was, I forget the specific name of the village, but it was in the Grand, where all the sickles went to go heal and recover from the red pot. They went to go do that. That village was significantly smaller than the size of the Horde. The entirety of the Horde, in of itself, was massive. Is massive. Only 10% of the high up population that survived Quel'Thalas are the remaining Blood Elves. Well, those boys are prancing around no problem. Those boys were prancing around like they got nothing to worry about. Sure, their story is dramatic, but you find Blood Elves everywhere you look. Everywhere, man. But you have to stop and think. Garrosh wasn't a political leader, and the size of the people that he was just put in control of was much larger than what he was used to. And you still want to say that it was his fault. Yes, it was still his fault for all the atrocities he committed. But it would have been completely different had Thrall never been like, sorry dude, this is your fight, not mine. Hell, the goblins might not even be the Horde if he chose to stay behind and continue his role as war chief. Who knows, I could be Alliance fanboy then. Everything would have altered. Had that one thing changed.
Pity they were all in vain. Soon your people will kneel to my lord. Your time is running out. My lord will be the end of you.
So, I'm not asking for much. Just the next time you guys want to go and strike out and lash out against the Horde, remember who you're fighting against. Because not everyone may agree with that leader's intentions and goals. We've got Sylvanas being our face right now. Not everybody agrees with that face. Not everybody agrees with having the Banshee. Same one who went like super crazy. You know, trying to kill everybody. And Gilneas, the way she did. Not everybody agrees with having her around like that. But there's more to it than that. You have to realize that. Not everyone agrees, but not everyone disagrees. The Horde makes its intentions clear. There is no question about it. You can never look me honestly in the eye and say, you don't know what the Horde is up to. Because I promise you, they've made it clear. They're a force that wants to stick out in the world, make their claim to what they believe is theirs, and they'll fight for it till the death. They've been doing since day one. They've tried to be peaceful, but that's what they've been doing since day one. This world has never been in favor of them. They had to make a favor for themselves. It wasn't the Horde that was originally on Azeroth. It was the Alliance. It wasn't the Horde who originally had the strongholds, the superpowers, the footholds on Azeroth, to be able to push back a tide at any moment they so whimmed and pleased. Because had the entirety of the Alliance been together, they've easily wiped out the Horde, no problem. Oh, that's not it. The Alliance. There's nothing wrong with the Alliance. I love the Alliance. The Alliance have a great story. They have a great leader right now. What you have to realize is that the Horde is not as bad as it's being painted. There's nothing new, nothing crazy, there's nothing dramatic. The Horde is the Horde. They will always be the Horde. and this place stays. Someone doesn't believe that they are the Horde, they're gonna say something and do something about it. And you wanna know how I know? Look at Sarfang right now. He doesn't believe the Horde is the Horde anymore? Well, he's kinda walked out on him. He's like, well, I'm gonna be captured by the Alliance, fighting out here. I'm still fighting for you guys, and I still believe in the Horde, but spoiler alert, if you've ever seen BFA content, then you know Sarfang gets captured. Spoilers, by the way, because we already know he gets captured, but here's where the spoilers come in. So if you don't want any spoilers, wait till my warrior does, you know, another jump, because I'm not going to jump around until I'm done telling you these spoilers. Sarfang essentially doesn't come back. He decides that he's done with the Horde. He decides that he's not having it. There was my jump. You're safe to come back in now if you're waiting for spoilers to be over. Anyways. That's where I sit with everything. It's not anywhere near, I mean, it is relatively close, but it's not what people are making it out to be. That's where I think the world is just going losing shit. They're different than they are. They're different than they're painted. Their core values may look a little meh right now, but the entire idea of the expansion is a faction war. And some of that faction war is going to be morally gray. No one person is going to be morally gray. It's going to be a morally gray war. It's going to be your opinion, your decision, your look. How do you see this event? How do you see these events unfolding? Do you see them as good? Do you see them as bad? Do you see them as something that shouldn't exist? I want to know, right here and right now. What are you guys' opinion? What do you feel? The Horde shouldn't be a thing. Well, it's good to know that you remain unconvinced, babe. And you know, honestly, the Horde wouldn't be a thing if it weren't for one event. Had it not been for one event, the Horde would not exist today. You want to know what that event was? It was the fact that one of the Horde shamans started conspiring with a demon. You want to thank some enemies, some force for all the problems and the hardships that Azshara has ever faced at the hands of the Horde. Thank the Burning Legion. They created the Horde. They helped create it. And guess what? They sure enough saw it and are still seeing it to its end. We need meat for stuff. Two tanks handle that just fine. Two tanks, everybody. Two tanks. That's kind of the dungeon meta.
Heal me! Quickly!
Where are you going, dude? We need to kill this boss. What are you doing? Where'd the priest go? Why do you believe the Horde shouldn't exist, babe? What's got you feeling all gloom and doom about the Horde? I mean, I could take a guess, and I'm pretty sure I know why. But why? You don't know? You just answering the question while you're doing your thing? Because I'm catching you off guard? Be grateful I'm keeping the damage off of him the way I am. Who stomps bigger, me or the other guy? Oh, here's the other guy. Ah, forgot to ask, what class did you make that goblin? Shadow Priest, nice. Well, that's your older goblin, isn't it? One that you had before? Just take that as you don't have to worry about it. Seeing as how my services are no longer required as a tank, got stuck on the quest. Kinda not old, newish. Which quest? Ace? You couldn't find Ace? Weird. Never knew you could do this. Oh, you did now. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. What level are these dungeons? Okay. Up to 80. Yikes.
Have faced many challenges. Pity they were all in vain. Soon your people will kneel to my lord. Your time is running out.
Ouch. Yeah, poked it with the fireball. And that Brace was smart to get out of here when he could. I'll thank you. Think I won't. Think I won't. I will. Need to keep my traveler's tundra mammoth and use thousand junk. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Kind of excited for the 5 million gold brontosaur to be added to the game. I'm never gonna get it, but one can dream.
I got what you need.
Okay, now we can finally get this Eye of Grillock returned. As soon as we find it. Okay.
I'm out.
Spell iron deposit. Whatever.
Farewell.
Grillock. Talk to someone.
Victory.
They'll avoid Baron. Still gotta go find those crash site survivors at some point. Got loot from the postmaster, guys. Hey man, good helping you guys out. Even though you all tried to kill me. Kill Grillock. Thank you, boys. Hoorah! 70. Intimidating shout. And spell reflect. Don't wait for spell reflect.
It's too far away.
No, it's your shaman. They lied. They said you was a thief. You're just a shaman. Just a shaman. I cast your health away. Away. Void Baron Galaxis. We face Tyraxis or Void Baron Galaxis. Oh, that haste number. That haste number is just so low if we use our critical strike weapon. It's sad. Bell iron. I'm gonna go grab it before we continue. Hi, guy. Can I be honest with you guys? I feel like I can be honest with you guys. I missed Outland. Kinda itty bitty tiny, kinda tiny, sorta, maybe. Kinda tiny, maybe, but it's just so large and expansive that it's intimidating. And if you don't really enjoy the story or you don't want to go through with it, then you kinda just give up early.
What do you need? For the Horde.
We got DK in the group this time. But no, honestly, guys, I know in the past we've made community characters and we've tried our darndest to go ahead and stick to them, and then it just doesn't follow suit. But I'm glad that I've done this. This has actually reinvigorated my will for the journey to level such. I'm probably not going to do it all at one time, but it's kind of made it less of something that I hold in disregard. I mind it less now than I did before because I'm actually doing something I want to and something I actually enjoy, and being a community character actually makes me want to push myself to continue to do this. I know, why wasn't it the case with the rest of them? Well, it was. I just wasn't as into it in the other ones as I am in this one. I'm supposed to be collecting some Felork blood, but I can't seem to get any. So, can you guys bleed a little bit more? I know it sounds messed up, but I need you guys to bleed out a little bit for me. No? Okay. This is the tank from last time, by the way. Boy and Daddy. I just hope he doesn't make the healer rage quit like he did the last one. No blood. Need fell blood. Give me the blood. Oh, Jesus. Well, We wiped. Well, they wiped. We survived, unsurprisingly.
How long do you believe your pathetic sorcery can hold me? I'm out. I need to get closer.
I'll target the casters in the back, gladly. Oh, another healer is left.
I need a target.
Can't say I'm surprised. The healer doesn't like the tank. Not me. Because he kept pulling more than he could handle. Time after time after time after time.
Illidan is an arrogant fool. I will crush him and reclaim Outland as my own.
Six. Come on. There we go.
No way.
This guy's actually gonna go tank.